Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to TTML. We are here for Division 4 action. It is Season 4, Round 3 of the Championship, as we take in the Chinese Grand Prix from the Shanghai International Circuit. My name is James Head, going to be taking you through the stream, as always, on your Friday evening. And joining me in the comment box, he's back. It's Mr. Paco Suarez. Paco, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, mate. As always, it's funny because I always say the same thing when you're giving me the chance, to present myself, and I always say the same thing. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the race since there's always good action, and a good show put out by the drivers. So cannot wait for the race, and hopefully we can still see an exciting battle for the championship.
Yeah, hopefully it is going to be a fantastic race, of course, out on track. I will throw a caveat straight out there. If my connection goes, you'll just have to deal with it, because it has disconnected the last 2 nights, my LAN cable, so I'm hoping it's fine tonight. I haven't done anything with it tonight, so that might be the reason why it might work. But Steward's office reports from last week: Incident 1 between Black Phoenix, Rock City and Cygate. 5 penalty points to Cygate. Nobody was to blame for the incident itself. Cygate getting a 5 penalty points for not providing any footage. Incident 2 between Gort and Cygate. Gort could be hindered by his concentration, but on the road, Cygate didn't hinder him, so no further action taken as a result of that incident. What did that do then? Gort, of course, won Joel second and Christian in third. And what did that do to the standings? Well, Gort still leads the way on 64 points. Ryan now in second on 43 after a very promising result. Christian in third on 35. Massault in fourth on 33. Frey Pepper in fifth on 32. Black Phoenix sixth on 29. Joro in 7th on 25, Neymar 8th on 22, Rock City and Maze tied for 9th on 17 points. And then we go on to the second half of the standings. Robin in 11th on 15, of course, last season's Division 5 champion. Luke Ajax and Zam tied for 12th on 13 points. Zam with a name change. He is now called FNR Zam in the lobby. Maximus and Storm tied for 14th on 12, Cygate 16th on 11, Tekken 17th on 10, Vettel 18th on 7, Maverick in 19th on 5, and Yogi in 20th just on the 1 point. And Paco, obviously you missed last week in Japan. Gort taking the victory, 2 out of 2 in terms of his wins and podiums. Out of a possible 66 points he has gained, 64 have been sought up by him. He's got a 21 point lead going into tonight. Is there any stopping him?
Well, hopefully there will be someone who can stop him, but I have to agree that he seems unstoppable. I mean, he has had a really good start to the season, as you said, winning 2 out of 2 races. And not only that, he has shown quite a solid pace. He has shown that he doesn't crack when he's under pressure. So I think it's going to be difficult. Whoever tries to beat him will have to do it perfectly to have any chance to beat him. But yeah, if I had to put my money on someone, that would be Gote. So it will be difficult, but hopefully we'll have some fight in the championship. But hopefully today he might miss on some points tonight. So because to be honest, we have a lot of people fighting in the midfield. I mean, if you see the standings behind the leader, there's a lot of people, really tight in the standings. So if we take the leader out, there's still a big fight going on behind.
Yeah, I make it second down to 10th, separated by 26 points. That is really close. There's pretty much less than a race victory in it. It's less than a race victory in it, if I get my words out. Gort, of course, 21 points ahead. It's more of a race victory in hand, really, for Ryan to Maze than is to Gort and Ryan. But we are better get going here, of course, in qualifying. Short qualifying, of course, 18 minutes worth around this 5.3 kilometre circuit circuit here in China. And what a circuit it is, of course, shaped in the shape of a Shang, the Chinese alphabet, of course, relating to that. 5.4 kilometres in length, taking the drivers around these 28 laps that are going to be unfolding out on track. The two DRS zones, of course, one down the start finish straight, one down towards turn 14. Plenty of overtaking opportunities, but what will the weather be doing? If it's anything like last night in Division 2, it should remain dry. If it's anything like Division 1's race, full wet conditions and 3 seasons in one race.
Well, hopefully we'll have... well, I have to say for China, if there's wet race as we had in the first race, I think it's going to be chaos, absolute chaos. Because China, it's a really difficult track. But if it's wet, it's even more difficult. So hopefully the conditions will be just ideal for people, you know, will be optimum for people to give a good show. And at the moment, it seems like qualifying will be dry, although I wouldn't discard like the option that there's some rain at the end of the session.
Yeah, it's overcast, to be honest, out on track. It's very similar, actually. It's just a little bit brighter than last night when it was quite dark in Division 2. It is a little bit brighter, and it's a bit less overcast than it was last night, of course, in TTML Division 2. Drivers not leaving the pit lane just yet. I wonder if we've got that little bit of a glitch where there's a 30-second timing glitch on our screens. However, the first cars are now coming out, which suggests not. There is a Red Bull leaving the pit lane, and that will be TTGA. Mays coming out first. This is very rare.
Well, May seems like he's confident today, and he might... Well, probably he just wants to settle up early on, but I don't know. Maybe today he feels like being on pole, or maybe not, but we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Mays, of course, first then out on track. If he's on pole position, then I'll eat my hat. Mays in 18th position. I don't have a hat, by the way, just before you ask in the comment section. Mays out on track, coming through turn number 6 there, and then coming through this S section through 7 and 8, where we saw AJ lose it last night into the gravel, lost his front wing, deployed a safety car about 6 laps from the end of the race. Mays will be hoping he'll have a very stable setup, because these set of soft compounder tyres really do not last around this track. It's something like, I mean, I saw a comment, I think it was from Rock City, or one of the drivers in Division 2 last night. They go off on a formation lap 20% tyre wear on this set of soft compounder tyres, and that's only on the formation lap.
Yeah, I mean, in China, actually, about the tire strategy, I don't know how is it gonna be. To be honest, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's soft hards, if I'm not mistaken, but I think it's gonna play out a really important part in the race.
Yeah, I think hards to mediums as well probably will be the quickest strategy. Mason coming around the final corner, about to take us for a lap around this 5.4 kilometre circuit, the Shanghai International Circuit. And don't worry if you're just tuning in now, you haven't missed a thing. So he now comes through turn number 1, and then through the double right, coming through turn 2. And this is where the track really undulates downwards in towards turn 3. And then coming out through turn 4, there are 6 corners in this first sector. He's done 4 of them already. Packles, my goals are high there in the background. Mays coming through the first sector, 23.7 through the first sector from Mays. Goodness me, it's like talking through a TARDIS. Mays coming through turn 6 and then coming through turn 7. Goodness me. Now through the S section, through 7 and then through 8, and it looks very stable in terms of the car around there. The Red Bull really liking that, coming through turn 8, then through the double left at turns 9 and 10, where it can catch out a few drivers out on track. It hasn't caught out Mays, though he's out of turn 10 safely, and towards the end of the middle sector, 50.7, so he's around about some of the guys that were setting laps last night in Division 2, and Mays is now coming through turns 11 and 12. This 180 degree hairpin counted as 2 corners, and now all the way down this 1 kilometre straight down in towards turn 14, of course, where Verstappen and Vettel, I should say, made their crash, of course, in 2017, as now Mays comes down in towards the final couple of corners, through 14, out of the kink of 15, and then in towards turn 16, as now Mays runs up in towards turn 16, the final corner. Very considerate lap from Mays, coming across the line. That's not a bad lap at all, 130.1, that has laid down the gauntlet early on.
Yeah, definitely a decent lap, but look at that. Neymar just beating that lap by almost 2/10, which I have to say, pretty beautiful helmet by the Alfa Romeo driver. I have to say, pretty. I have to say, it's like Asiatic based, you know, with that red and yellow.
Yeah, red and yellow matches the Spanish flag, I think, to be honest.
As well.
Yeah,
I think that's why I like it.
Yeah, 29-9 though from Neymar, of course, add on top. I have just realised, by the way, Gort, championship leader, not here tonight. TRT Vettel in the Ferrari alongside Zam tonight, but Neymar out on top. Mason second, Frey Pepper just coming across the line there to go into third. Christian, the only man on the mediums run, he went sixth. Maximus has just gone third. I'm trying to see if there's anybody on an end of the lap. Luke IX coming out the final corner, across the line, goes seventh, just in behind Christian out on track. I think Yoki's coming through the final corner as well. No, he's through the middle sector. Yeah, TRT Vettel.
I mean, Mitchell just finished as well with a 1:31.5 on mediums.
Oh, Mitchell. I was wondering Mitchell. What you were saying there, to be honest. Goodness me, I need to get my hearing tested. Goodness me, Mitchell in 7th, a 1:31.5. But Neymar out on top, Mason second, Maximus third, Frey Pepper in 4th. At this early stage in qualifying, Zam is coming down in towards the final corners, and you know what I like to coin his phrase with. Wham bam, can he go on pole position this time? That really didn't work, but Zam coming through the final couple of corners, and he's invalid. Saw it last night plenty of times. It would have been a 30 flat. It would have been second on the grid if it wasn't for that invalidation coming out the final corner. One of the most trickiest corners to invalidate at around this track. But Zam in 14th position, not getting a lap in because of that invalidation. It looks like though conditions are improving.
Yeah, so we won't have rain, luckily for the drivers, unfortunate for us. And at the moment it seems like we have sort of a break, as everyone else have either invalidated their attempts or they are in their in-laps. So I have to say at the moment it seems like we have to... I'm quite surprised by May's performance, as he's only 2/10 behind Neymar, who is currently on pole. And I have to say the medium runners quite close in between each other, I have to say.
Yeah, mediums to softs, I think, around this track is something like 1.2 to 1.4 seconds normally on average. Sometimes it is less than a second, but significant gains, you would imagine, from the likes of Christian, the likes of Storm, and the likes of Mitchell as well. Gold saying he's at work this week. Well, if he's at work, he should be working. He shouldn't be looking at the comments section and watching the race. Black Phoenix then coming down on a lap. He is coming down through 15, then towards 16. He is about to come across the line. Of course, CPI represented in EML Premier on Wednesday, with that restructure, of course, undergoing their team. But Black Phoenix now coming through the final couple of corners. Still says he's on that lap 3. Now it doesn't, as he now comes across the line. The start on this lap, he runs wide through turn 1 and then through turn 2, and he's on a set of mediums, so be hoping to go around Christian sort of area.
Yeah, probably it will be... No, actually, he is right. No, he will be... I'm not gonna speak. I mean, today I'm just totally lost. I mean, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm trying like to speak faster than what I'm thinking, and yes, then it happens things. So
Ooh.
I'm gonna come down, relax, and I'll be right back. Give me a second, please.
Robin is on a good lap here, actually, the German. He's coming in towards the final couple of corners, just waiting for his ERS. 67% of ERS used up, but he is on a... Actually, he's not on a good lap. He's going to be coming into the pit lane, I would think. Actually, around the final corner, he's going to get a valid lap in. He hasn't run out of fuel, comes across the line, just backs off. We saw it with Atlas Copel last night, a 34.4 from Robin out on track. Black Phoenix is coming through the middle sector. Storm comes across the line to go 11th. CLE Storm, that is, of course, a 31.9. We have got 2 Storms tonight, which is going to be quite interesting in terms of commentary, especially if they start on the front row of the grid, like I had an absolute nightmare with in League of Europe F2 on Monday, where I had 2 Nathans on the front row of the grid. Black Phoenix are coming across the line. Quickest of the medium runners, 31.2, and he's 1.3 seconds off the back of Neymar. It's a really good lap from the Lebanese man.
And I wouldn't be surprised that if no one... I mean, he still has plenty of drivers that have to still set a lap, but if he's not beaten, or he's maybe around 11th place. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to stay on mediums or start the race on hards. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, to be honest, we got a bit of a split strategy. I think it was top 5 on a set of mediums, bottom 5 on a set of softs, or something like that, within one of the divisions that I covered early on. Ryan's just, Frey Pepper on a lap.
Round.
Oh, he's round, actually,
no,
just
round,
coming through. Yeah, just through turn 6. I was on board with Ryan, just coming on there, just sort of off the left-hand side. But Ryan now is coming through turn 8, and then in towards turns 9 and 10. It is full wet qualifying, by the way, in Division 5 as well. James Ball and Pariah taking you through the action, of course, and Ryan looks like he might have backed off this lap. I feel he made a mistake coming out through turn 8 in towards turn 9, and a 52 flat through the middle sector. Not representative at all. Yogi has just started off a lap. Wonder if he's going to be getting a cuddle like Yogi Bear by the end of this.
Okay. I mean, right now, he seems on a decent lap, I have to say. He's attacking the corners, you know, trying to get a really good exit. Hopefully he won't invalidate this time. And a 50.8 on the second sector is not that bad, to be honest. I mean, could be better.
I think he's actually around May's area in the middle sector.
Yeah. Yeah, he's quite close. I mean, he's not. I don't know if the game was right with the purple sector, but definitely a 50.8 for this tier is not bad. And he's now approaching this hairpin. He doesn't lock up, which is quite important. And let's see the exit now. Quite stable. I think that the lap overall is quite good.
Sygate's just gone third as well, 30.2. Yogi on a really good lap. He could go quickest here. Comes across the line. He goes second. Oof. Good lap time there by Yogi, the German. Yeah, 1/10 of a second, a tenth of a quarter to be exact, to be honest. Neymar, though, out on top, and Neymar is round, coming through turn 10. Obviously made a mistake, letting drivers through as well. Neymar then has made a mistake out on track, invalidated coming through the middle sector, and a 29.9. He will remain for now as Christian goes third.
Yeah, I believe he was one of the drivers who did their first lap on mediums, right?
He did, yeah. He was 1:31.4, I think it was. So he's actually improved around that 1.2, 1.3 second threshold.
Yeah, so quite interesting improvement by the Racing Point driver. But to be honest, I would focus your attention, if you can, on Sam, because it seems like he's on a pretty solid lap, although he's almost touching the grass right there. I don't know if he has lost some time.
Storm goes quickest. Storm goes quickest, 1:29.7. TTG Storm, you might be on the PS5 controller, but he seems like he's got the hang of it now. 1:29.7 out on top. But yeah, Zam was still right on board with coming through the final corner. I think this is going to be maybe quicker than Storm. Comes across the line, and it is quicker than Storm. It's a 29.6, and he goes a tenth quicker than the Brit and the Norwegian out on top. FNR Zam, mouthful to say in commentary, but Zam out on top with 6 minutes to go.
And right now, I can say that Conte is on a lap on his medium tire, so it seems like he wants to improve his time to see if he can get closer to that top 10. And he looks up a little bit into the hairpin, but gets a really, really solid exit, although, that was a little bit oversteery. And final corner, let's see if he improves. Yep, almost 3/10, which is a solid improvement. And he's now just in 11th, so maybe he can decide, like, well, I'm pretty comfortable here, I'm not gonna do any other lap, and just start on the hards, maybe.
Yeah, I think so, to be honest. Obviously, he's there in 11th, 31.5. Mitchell is 2,000s off him. He's yet to come out of the pit lane after that first lap. Luke Ajax is on a lap time, I believe, and Tekken is also on a lap, and he's coming through the final couple of corners. However, he's run out of fuel and is coming straight into the pit lane. Of course, the pit lane where Felipe Massacre crashed in TTML Division 1. Literally Hamilton it into the pit lane.
By the way, I might, I'm gonna suggest you to go on board with the Renault, as we could get almost a full lap, as he has just done the first sector, and it was quite solid. And now getting this sort of S's, well, I wouldn't say S's, but fast left-handed and right-handed corners.
Lovely run.
Yeah, indeed. I have to say, hitting the apex and getting a stable exit, which is quite difficult here. 50.6, that's faster than what I think it was Storm did? No,
Maze.
Yeah, Mace and Yogi, because Yogi was on the same pace as Mace, so
yeah,
hopefully this will be a really good lap.
I think it was about a tenth and a half quicker than Maze and Yogi in their middle sector. So Joel's going to be aiming around Neymar, Yogi sort of area. Possibly between Storm and Neymar is where I'm thinking. But we'll have to see if I'm right in about 10 seconds time. Joel and I coming through the final couple of corners out on track. Of course, second last time out in Japan. Nails the final corner. A little bit hesitant on the exit. Might have just cost him. Comes across the line and he goes 8th at 130.3. And you saw him run out of ELS right at the end of the lap there as well. Maximus has gone for a spin as I ride on board with him, just coming out of turn 10. Literally sideways drifting it out of turn 10. Luckily recovered the car, no damage.
Yeah, luckily for him, Maximus. I mean, once again, he's not having the season he wants to, you know, having a lot of trouble, you know, losing the car in the race. Hopefully he can gain back the confidence, you know, he needs. Because, to be honest, I was his teammate once, and he was a great guy, you know, you could trust him. And now he's just struggling, you know. So hopefully he'll get back to his best form, to his peak, and he'll get back to get wins and podiums.
Yeah, I think Maximus, to be honest, has got the ability to try and do that. 30.5 his lap time so far. Mitchell is just starting up on a lap, on a set of medium compound tyres, a 131.5. His fastest lap was CLE Storm coming out the pit lane just off to the right hand side of him. Mitchell taking it nice and steady, coming through turns 1 and 2, downing through the gears, pretty much taking my line and my gears sort of through there, to be honest. It is definitely not me driving there out on track, I can tell you that now. Mitchell is coming out of turn 4, then through the kink at 5, and then in towards turn 6. 24.1. Through the first sector's not too bad. He's nearly 10th and a half up. He gets caught on the curb. Spins the car. I would just back off this lap, to be honest, and hold up for another lap if he's got enough fuel. Because that looks quite unstable. That back end looks quite unstable.
Yeah, but it seems like he might think that he can still improve. I mean, probably he just wants a little improvement, but he's locking up too much, you know. At the exit, you can see that he's struggling a lot with the back end, and he's having issues to apply full throttle to the car, so let's see what the exit is like here, because you can easily lose the back end. Oh, yeah, he backs off.
He did literally lose the back end there as I came on board. And Maximus has retired in the pit lane. There's an Alpha Tauri off in the middle sector. I think that's just on an out lap. Sygate was up through the first sector. Oh my goodness me, as I come on board with him. He goes sideways drifting, coming through turn 8. Managed to catch the car, luckily. But that is all sorts of his qualified session now over and done with. Sygate will be trooping it back into the pit lane. And that's an invalidation. He's picked up an invalidation for recovering the car. That's just stupid.
Yeah, well, the game, I mean, not surprised at this point, to be honest. But just beside the Haas, who was it who lost it?
Sygate.
Sygate, yeah, just behind Sygate was Black Vinicius on his lap, and he's right now improving marginally his time, which could be enough, actually, to secure maybe that 11th spot. So he's going to be the first driver to finish his qualifying, so hopefully he'll get a good time. As we can see, plenty of traffic in the straight, but yeah, no blocking or whatsoever.
Yeah,
approaching the final corner. Yeah,
coming through the final corner. I don't think he's going to actually improve on this lap time. Comes across the line. Well, he has improved. Yeah, he doesn't improve his position out on track. He does improve 800ths of a second, but he doesn't improve his position, which is crucial. Nearly the end of qualifying. Zam's out on top, Storm in second, Neymar in third. Yogi across the line goes third. Neymar's a 10th up through the first sector. Storm is coming out in towards the final sector now. Zam is a 10th up, coming through the first sector. And look at Neymar. He's 2.5 tenths up, coming through the middle sector as well. The Dane is on a flying lap here, but we'll go on board with Storm, who's just literally ahead of him, out on track. And we'll ride on board with Storm on this lap, and then we'll catch on board with Neymar right toward the line. But Storm is on a good lap here. He needs to find something special in this final sector to try and improve. TRT Vettel not getting a lap time in. NSR Robbins down in 18th position as well. I think he's one of the guys that's behind these as well. But Storm now coming out the final corner. Is he going to improve on a 9.6 from Zam? Comes across the line. Doesn't improve in the end. Neymar comes across the line. Goes pole! Neymar on top. by 600ths of a second, but what is going to happen in behind? Christian's not on a lap time. Frey Pepper is a 10th up.
Sam on the final corner.
Out of the final corner, he's a 10th up. Zam comes across the line. No, he doesn't. He lost it all in the final sector. Zam
he was
loses
improved
it.
by 1/10.5.
A 10.5. Yeah, he was a 10.5 in the middle sector, and he was 1400ths down on that lap. So he's lost more than a 10.5 in the
Look,
final
Ajax
sector.
by 1000. Ay, ay, ay.
Second.
What, out of the blue, actually. He came out of the blue.
Conti goes 7th as well, 30 flat, but what? He really came out the blue, Luke Ajax. He's going to be gutted. Neymar out on top. Luke Ajax in 2nd and Zam in 3rd. Less than a 600th of a second separating the top 3 out on track. Neymar, possibly the closest qualifying session you will see in any TTML division race this season.
Oh my god, I mean, I'm still shocked. Like, I didn't expect Luke Ajax getting that close. Even I didn't expect him to be in the top 3, like...
Oh. Neymar's crashing into the back of Storm's AI there.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Luke Ajax into the Williams from Storm, I believe it was. And he has now no wheel.
Yeah, AI really needs to be fixed on this game. But we don't like to let our... opinions known, to be honest, but Neymar out on top, Luke Ajax 2nd, Zam in 3rd. Just waiting on Black Phoenix to retire from the session. Dead on time, he retires from the session, and we are about to see where everyone is positioned starting the Chinese Grand Prix here at the Shanghai International Circuit. Of course, 28 laps awaiting these guys, and can you get closer than that? Neymar out on top by 1,000th, I repeat, 1,000th of a second. Luke Ajax in 2nd, Zam in 3rd, with Storm in 4th, Yogi in 5th. Less than 2 tenths covering the top 5 is insane. Maze in 6th with Conti 7th, Christian 8th, Sygate in 9th, Frey Pepper round off the top 10, Joro 11th, Storm in 12th, Maximus in 13th, more than less than a second covering the top 13. Ryan, the fastest of the medium runners, on 1.5 seconds down in 14th, Black Phoenix in 15th, Mitchell 16th, NSR Robin on a set of mediums in the end in 17th, Tekken in 18th, and TRT Vettel not getting a lap time in because I believe he had a qualifying ban, which was obviously carried over from last week.
Oh, so that's okay.
I'm pretty sure. I think so. Unless he was just totally invalid on his laps.
Actually, not sure. I mean, I mean, to be honest, the conditions have been like quite like it hypes you, and then you realize, nah, it's gonna be dry, which is disappointing. Maybe we'll see some rain in the race. I mean, maybe that's why some people split it strategy. Not sure, really. I mean, it makes you think.
It does make you think, yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments, by the way. Luke Ajax saying his hairpin. That was the defining moment between himself winning, getting pole position, and losing pole position. 1,000th of a second, and if he nailed that hairpin, he would have been on top. So he is absolutely gutted and probably furious with himself that he didn't manage to get that lap in. But now he has got to be focused entirely now on the race, and he's got to be focused on his target ahead. That is Neymar. 28 laps, of course, waiting these guys out on track. Top 10, of course, qualifying on that set of soft Compana tyre. Everyone else on a bit of a mixed strategy. Mediums are Storm, Maximus, Ryan, Black Phoenix, Robin and Vettel. Hard Compana tyres for Joro, Mitchell and Tekken, and they're all on set of hard Compana tyres. I know TRT Vettel, by the way, TTG Storm say no rain in the race, so it is going to be dry. And with TRT Vettel, there was a little bit of a concern about him joining the session. I certainly didn't see him join the session. I think he joined dead on 0-0-0 when we were going into qualifying. So just throwing that out there for the stewards.
Well, to be honest, I have to say, I think I saw him joining in the lobby. I think he was there. But to be honest, not sure, because then we didn't see him in the... Actually, not sure. I mean, I have to say that they'll have to review it, you know, VAR.
Yeah, VAR. Yeah, you can go back on the stream, because I'm sure there was 21 in the lobby when it was 0-0-0, just going in towards qualifying, and I think that was the point where he joined. So if that's the case, he's joined bang on time, basically.
But there's still we're still 21, right?
Yeah, we are still 21. There's 19, of course, out on track, and there's 2 of us, of course, doing the commentary. So there is 21 drivers, well, 21 in the lobby, 19 drivers, 2 of us here in the commentary box. Let's have a look at the strategies, though, Paco. All of the rest of the guys further down the field on a mixed strategy. Some are on a hard, some on a set of mediums. We saw Division 1 and Division 2, certainly in Division 2, where the race wasn't as wet as it was in Division 1. Division 2 last night, we saw a lot of guys going from a set of hard compounded tires onto a set of mediums. Late safety car really helped them. But can the hards to are the hards to mediums the quickest strategy around here, or is it mediums to hards?
I mean, they could try with the softs, but I believe what?
I was gonna say they won't get far on a set of softs. It's like 3 laps before they go away, literally.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, well, probably you're right. I'm trying, to be the opposite side. But anyways, the race about to start, so I'm gonna let you have that start of the race.
Yeah, who's your top 3, by the way?
Quite quickly, Ajax, Storm, and Sam.
Which Storm?
TTG.
TTG Storm, good. There's 2 Storms. The 5 red lights then are about to go out. There they come. The 5 red lights are now on here for round 3 of the championship here in China. And it's lights out and away we go. Luke Ajax with a brilliant start. Neymar a little bit hesitant enough to start. Luke Ajax has got the run. Down in towards turn 1. There's a little bit of front wing damage. That's Cygate, I think, picking up damage. In the background, it's 2 wide coming through turns 1 and 2. Zam down the inside of Neymar. Neymar's had an absolute shocker off the start. And yeah, Cygate losing 2 places further down the field. But Luke Ajax leading the way. Zam in second, Neymar in third. Everyone looking quite clean apart from that damage with Cygate. Luke Ajax still leading. Zam, though, was right on the back. Storm trying to get the move done. Down on Neymar. Down in towards turn 6, Christian Conti going side by side. Everyone looking quite clean through there. Black Phoenix and Joel fighting side by side. And a spinner, I think Robin and Black Phoenix have been caught up in the inside. I think Black Phoenix is the one that has been caught up in the inside. Caught up on the inside of Cygate. Runs wide and CLE Storm is off track as well. Rejoins just about safely. No damage on the car. Luckily rejoined. He rejoined in 17th position. Manic opening a couple of sectors, but Luke Ajax leads the way. Zam in second. Nemo in third. Luke Ajax absolutely great off the start, but Zam right on the back of him, and Neymar's not entirely out of this either.
Yeah, everyone quite close, and I have to say, quite disappointed at the start by Neymar, but look at that, Luke Ajax now in the lead, and Sam what's out, yeah, because he's gonna have it.
Zam down the inside line, running down in towards 14. Christian and Maze looking quite close in the background as well. But Zam now leading down in towards turn 14. Gets the move done. Christian dives it down the inside on Maze as well. Racing Point against the Red Bull. But I think the Red Bull just about comes out on top. He doesn't. Actually, Christian's through. Christian's through. What do I know?
Lifted off, maybe.
Yeah, I think to be honest, he got an ultimate traction on the outside. So I gets into the pit lane in the background. Ferrari running wide as Vettel. But leading the way, Luke Ajax leads. In behind, I think it was Frey Pepper going side by side. And there's contact with Conti. Goldstein system fails. Frey Pepper is completely off the track. He's kept it out the wall, luckily. But Frey Pepper's race pretty much run before it's even begun. But the Goldstein system fails, and that is just an absolute joke of a penalty.
Yeah, probably it will be removed by the stewards. I mean, probably no. I mean, for sure. And I have to say, now the leaderboard in my screen going crazy. I don't know if it's happening to you as well.
It's happening on mine, yeah.
Okay. Codemaster things.
Yeah, the joys of F1 2020, but goodness me, Zam leading the way. One thing with Zam, though, he's got away. He's now 9/10 of a second, and pretty much already out of DRS range. So Luke Ajax in third, and Luke Ajax in second, I should say. Cygate, of course, is well behind, coming through the first sector now. The graphics will fix themselves around about now. There we are, Zam leading the way. Ajax in second, Neymar in third. That was well timed. I was just looking at the middle sector, and it was well timed. I think there's been a little bit of progress from Mitchell further down the field. Here comes Neymar, though, on the back of Luke Ajax. Is he going to look to the inside line? I think Luke will try and come across. He doesn't. And Neymar dives it down the inside line, gets the car stopped. He's got 3/4 of the car ahead nearly. Luke Ajax on the outside, on the traction though, is going to be ahead, and it's going to be side by side into the final corner. Yeah, switch back, but doesn't get the move done. Neymar is going to have a run though down towards someone. Watch out for Storm as well. Look at Storm. Luke Ajax is going to be swarmed here. I was thinking on either side, but he's going to be on the outside line. Storman's got to play this smart as there's the yellow flag in Sector 3, and then a side gate that is ran once again. Neymar cuts off Storm down through turn 2, and Storm might not be happy with that one, but Neymar had the car ahead, and I think Storm just looked for the gap that really wasn't going to be there. Look at the gap though for the lead. Zam is flying away by 2 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that fight has helped a lot Sam, and I have to say, quite disappointed at Neymar because he has burned the ERS like crazy. Look at that, the difference between the Renault and the AlphaTauri compared to the Alfa Romeo. So let's see how he handles it now with DRS, which should be a more achievable overtake. So let's see how he does it now.
Yeah, I think Neymar's ERS usage is quite similar. In fact, as Cygate retires into the pit lane, his ERS usage is quite similar to Cam's from last night in Division 2. Cam was using up at every given single opportunity out on track. Neymar's got to be conservative on this ERS. Yeah, he's got DRS to Luke IX now, but he has lost time by 0.8 of a second to the back of him running down the straight. So I think Neymar's got to try and play this smart. Looking further down the field, Ryan on the back of Conti. These set of softs are really not lasting at all. Down in towards turn 14, and Ryan on the back of Conti, not going to get the move done there. Cygate AI car will go off track, by the way, coming on the exit of turn 4. Could put a few of these drivers off if it's not cleared. Zam the lead coming on to lap 4. Luke IX in second, Neymar third, Storm in fourth, Yogi fifth, Christian sixth. A bit of a gap to Mays in seventh, who's leading a bit of a train in Conti, Ryan, Joro, and Maximus. There is Cygate AI now beginning to pull off to the left-hand side of the track, and now Vettel and Mitchell nearly going side by side down in towards turn 1. Neymar right on the back of Luke IX though for second.
Yeah, everything seems quite close except the fight for the lead. And as you said, medium should be gaining now to the softs. As you said, they would last around 3 laps. From there, they would go downhill.
Oh.
So,
CLE Storm tries to go around the outside, switches it back down the inner. Vettel's run out wide. Job done for CLE Storm. He is through and he's into 13th position. Maybe the easiest move you might make all night.
Oh, I thought the house was going to try and go well. Actually, he does, because the Ferrari locks up and he's now round the outside. Vettel tries to hold on down the the inside.
Storm spun just ahead of him as well. Goodness me, Storm spinning, coming through turn 10, and Vettel, I think. Did Vettel have an illegal overtake there? Has he got damage? He's letting everyone through, and he might have damage on that front wing possibly. He's let everyone through. That's very interesting, very strange position to do it as well. Just into the braking zone of a corner. Storm though closing up on Neymar. Neymar closing up on Luke IX and Yogi, and Christian trying to send it all the way around the outside. He's just lost the position to Yogi as well. Conti has a move there on Mays. I don't think Mays is going to be quite happy. He was calling himself Kermit before the race. More ending up like Miss Piggy, to be honest there. Conti's in it. That's a terrible one. Pit stops made, yeah. Luke IX in, Neymar in, Storm in. So 3 out of the top 4 in. As Christian tries to fight on the outside line of Yogi. Down the inside now coming through turn 2. I think Yogi's just about got this move done, has he? Yeah, Yogi stays in P2.
I thought honestly that Christian would have it, but great defensive move by the Haas around the outside, and we can see Vettel finally retires in the pits. He had some sort of issue. I don't know which.
I question, to be honest, his strategy as Ryan tries to go all the way around the outside of Conti, and he's got the traction now running out through the S section in towards 7 and 8, and I don't think Ryan is going to go for this. Yeah, he lifts off coming through in towards 7, then through 8, but Ryan, I think if I was Ryan, I'd be getting a move on at this point, because you do not want to be held up behind Mays and Conti, whose tyres are going to go. Yeah, you're going to be freed up. You're going to be freed up out on track, and Christian dives it around the outside of Yogi, gets the move done. Down in towards turn 12.
But before turn 11, the DRS zone. So why? I mean, now he's going to be overtaken again by Yogi. As Williams said. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Frey Pepper is off, and he has got damage on the car. Right side end plate damage on that car. Yogi closing in on Christian. Christian nearly moves across on him. Ryan in the background is going to get Conti down the straight as well, so he is through and he's up into 5th. Joro follows through. Maximus tries to follow through as well. It's Conti hunting now here in China, and Conti's all the way down into 8th position. He's just lost 3 positions. in the space of one corner. He dives it into the pit lane. Zam, though, from the lead is in. Yogi in, Conti in. Only 2 out on set of softs, Maze and Christian. And they're going to be trying to go hard towards the end of this race. It can work like it did last night.
And let's see where Sam emerges. Nah, he's gonna emerge in front, I believe. But I think the Renault probably cut down. Yeah, probably cut down the gap.
Less than a second. It's around about a second coming out the pit lane.
Yeah, just on the DRS zone.
Yeah, so really that undercut has gained Luke Ajax and Neymar a second out on track. It's Ray Pepper is the latest to retire out on track. Luckily everyone retiring in the pit lane. Do have a bit of a problem though. There are points available out on track. He should be trying to finish every single race. As presented, Neymar has a little bit of a spin. Half spin coming through turn 6 as Black Phoenix is round. Coming through turn 8. He gets the car going again, but yeah, right side end plate damage on the car.
So
and a 3-second time penalty.
Made contact. Yeah, probably had 2 warnings on that. He exceeded limits at the exit, but I don't know who he made contact with.
I think it was either with Robin or Tekken. Possibly he was around that sort of area. Here comes Ryan though on Maze. Down the inside line, down in towards turn 14 once again. Gonna get the move done. Joel's gonna be very careful on the brakes. He runs into the back of Maze, but Ryan is through and he's into second.
Maximus.
But Christian, 2.5 seconds away, and yeah, Maximus right on the back of Joel as well. These 4 are fighting. Maze is still staying out. Out on track, onto lap 7 we go. Ryan leads the way, Maze in second, Joel in third, Maximus in fourth. CLE Storm after a few spins is in fifth. Mitchell in sixth, and here comes Maximus, yeah, down the inside line, in towards turn 2, trying to get the move done. I think he's got the move done. Beautiful stuff by Maximus. He's on a set of medium compounded tyres, he's on the slightly fresher compound, but Maximus, Joel, I think, just sort of gave up halfway through turn 2 and just thought, you know what, Maximus is on my inside, you may as well let him through. Joel down into fourth, Maximus into third, and he's right on the back of Maze, and Maze is easy target here.
Will he actually go for it, or he will be as cautious as Ryan? Yeah, I mean, he has to do it. Well, or maybe wait for the DRS zone, so he can try and gain some time on Ryan. But I think he's losing more.
I was going to say, not if he does that. Could gain. Yeah, I was going to say, not if he does that though out on track. He just ran wide coming through turn 10, as my voice is already going. This is terrible. My voice is already going. I feel like I'm cracking up. But Maze in second position. Maximus in third. Joel in fourth. Good old clear of the throat there. It's Maximus just like Maze just like back there. Maximus is through. He'll defend it to the inside line though. Maze is very late on the brakes. Never getting that car stopped, my son. And he is through and he's into second position. I think Maze, time is up. He's got to come into the pit lane. He stays out. Again.
I think what he's trying is, right now he's fighting as Joro goes down, well, round the outside, but I think what he's trying to do is, as long as he stays out, he's fighting on track with this guy, so he knows exactly the gap he is, and he's gonna go directly on hards and try to make the strategy work from there, and knowing how good Maze handles the tire management, I think he could do it, to be honest.
The thing is, though, out on track, all of those guys, Mitchell, Tekken, Zam, Luke Ix, Storm and Yogi and Christian, have already came into the pit lane. So he's a massive disadvantage compared to them. He's going to be behind Conti when he comes out the pit lane. There's no shadow of a doubt about that. I was right on board as well with a good battle for 6th. It has just spaced out a little bit. Robin in 6th, Mitchell 7th, Tekken in 8th position. Mitchell has got damage, actually, on that left side end plate. I wonder if there was contact on lap 1, and that might have been the contact that we saw with one of the Mercedes running down in towards turn 1. But Ryan leading the way, Maximus 2nd, Joel in 3rd. My voice is going, but it should be fine to carry on for the rest of the race, I hope. I hope there's a super sub commentator standing on by, just in case. Of course, we have got Paco alongside me. Storm right on the back, though, of Maze. Going to try and get the move done. Tekken as well, and Mitchell. Yeah, Storm down the inside line. He wasn't really leaving him much room there at all. Goodness me. Maze might not be happy with that, but Storm, that's how you defend a position. He is through and he's into 4th, and Maze is still staying out, and this is a really questionable decision. I've never... unless he's going mediums. That's all I could think. Unless he's going mediums and he's going to be the quickest man out on track.
But are the hard runners for sure staying until the end? That's
the
question.
The hards will go to the end of the race, because I think the drivers that did last night in Division 2, their tyre wear was only at 70% when it was at the end of the race. And we had a safety car based off that as well. So if I think of it, theoretically, they'll be on about 75 to 80% in terms of their tyres towards the end of the race, which is puncture territory, but it's enough to manage your tyres right to the end of the race, and that's what these guys have got to be doing. Mays, I honestly question his decision, to be honest. I can only imagine he is going on to a set of medium compounder tyres to try and be the fastest man out on track, and if he followed Division 2 last night, I know he did, he might be actually going for a similar strategy compared to the guys that actually won the race in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be tough. I mean, because there's always, depending on how much you force the car, you know, you might get a puncture or not once you enter like the danger zone area. So we'll have to wait and see how they handles the tires. But right now, let's see if Mays beats now, because he should.
His tyres are shot. His tyres are shot. Now he comes into the pit lane. Finally, at last, onto lap 10 we go. And Mays is into the pit lane. Finally, but at what cost? Conti's coming out the final corner. Mays is going to be miles behind Conti. He's going to be absolutely miles behind. And out on a set of medium compounder tyres. So my thinking, completely and utterly right. Mays is going on to a set of medium compounder tyres. He is going to be in free air, but he's going to be maybe 8 seconds off the back of Conti?
Nah, 6.
About 6 seconds? It's still not enough, though. If you think about it, if he's in clear air and he tries to close up, I don't think that's close. That is going to be a gap that's going to close him up enough to the back of Conti. And if the guys ahead of him get back in the likes of Stone, the like of Neymar, and they bring it back towards like the likes of Christian and Yogi, Mays is going to be in trouble. He's going to join onto the back of that train, but with no ill effect. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and it's CLE Storm that is round once again, coming through turn 10. Recovers the car, gets the car going once again, but he is now down in 10th position. Joined right in the pack. Oh, my goodness me. Nearly loses it. Again, questionable, to be honest, from CLE's Storm there. He could have just let them through, and then he could have got clear air and behind. I'm not really sure what he was thinking in terms of his dangerous rejoin, but CLE's Storm down 11th position, and that is probably his time now to come into the pit for a set of hearts.
Yeah, and talking about the virtual fight for the race right now, Luke Ajax once again, he has lost 2 seconds over Sam. So right now, it seems like the Renault driver doesn't really have the pace to try and challenge Sam. Like today, Sam is having a perfect race, which could actually promote him a few places in the standings.
Yeah, Zam, to be honest, doing a fantastic job in the Ferrari. Of course, normally GOAT's teammate here in Division 4. However, he has reached traffic. Mitchell's in front of him on 10-lap old hards. Those 10-lap old hards are not really going to be as fresh compared to Zam's hards in behind. But if Mitchell holds him up enough, and I know how the Dutchies work, Mitchell, if he holds Zam up enough, Luke Ajax, of course, another Dutchman in 8th position, if Mitchell holds Zam up enough, I think Luke Ajax will be onto the back of Zam as long as he doesn't get him down towards turn 14 this lap around. And yeah, 1.9 seconds, look at the gap. That gap is coming down, and that's because he's stuck behind a car that is behind. Oh, and speaking of cars that have spun, Yogi has spun out of a net P6 out on track, and now Conti is doing his own 13th.
Is he overtaken by the Ferrari, but he has lost 6/10 to Luke Ajax. Oh, well, actually not that easy. It seems like the straight line speed from the Mercedes is actually quite good, but...
And here comes Neymar on the back of Luke Ajax as well. Neymar's trying to fly all the way around the outside, coming into 14. Yeah, never getting that car stopped, and Neymar stays in 9th position for now. This is a net second when the guys further up the field come in, Ryan and Maximus and the likes. But Now Neymar gonna have a sizing opportunity down in towards turn 1. Look at the ERS though, it's running at pretty much 50% battery, running down in towards turn 1. Luke Ix is going out wide here, and now Neymar tries to get down on the inner, tries to come through turn 2. Don't think he'll risk it. Yeah, Luke Ix stays in P8, but Neymar has got to be smart. He's got to save up his ERS, but he's got to be smart. He's on quicker tyres than Luke Ix. He's got to be smart, and he's got to get this move done sooner rather than later, because he is losing time to Zam.
Yeah, indeed, and Mitchell now... No, not Mitchell. Sam getting closer to more traffic, which would be Tekken. So, I mean, I understand that Neymar is in a completely different strategy, but... That's really hurting Luke Ix's chances to catch Sam.
Yeah, Neymar, to be honest, his tyres are probably going to go before the end of this race at this rate. We haven't got the task system, of course, out on track to provide us with this live data out on track, but I would imagine if the task was working and we had it in hand, Neymar's tyres would be on about 25%, I think, at this time. Luke Ix, his tyres will be on about 20%. So he'll be 5% better off in terms of the hards. Here comes Storm, though, on the back of Neymar. He's on the set of hard compounded tyres. Neymar very, very late on the brake. Storm's just going to nip up the inside here. This is going to be a beautiful move from Storm. And that was absolutely seen going into the corner. Storm is through and he's into 9th position. Neymar under pressure. He's making mistakes out on track. He shouldn't make mistakes. And now he is on the back of Storm once again. As that was Mitchell coming out the pit lane, and he's...
Are they on the same party? No. I mean, he was on track and he just left Luke Ix by. Are they on the same chat or something?
He must have, yeah, they must have. The two Dutchies, the Dutchies are always in the same chat. In TTML, goodness me, we always get it. In any single league that you go in, we always get the Dutchies at a party. But Mitchell, 7th position, yeah, letting Luke Ix through, but at what cost? Luke Ix 2.2 seconds off the back, and you spotted something as well, as Storm's now on the back of him.
No, I've spotted why Luke Ix is Luke Ix. Now I get it, he's Dutch, of course. I know it's silly, but I've just realised.
My co-commentator realises after commentating over him for pretty much a full season last season, and he's only realised now that he's called Luke Ix and he's Dutch.
Sorry, I mean, sometimes my genius is... yeah, I'm not gonna make reference to Top Gear.
Zam is on the back of Tekken, gets the move done, off it down the straight, through, and he's into 4th position. Tekken not going to go for the move. Storm is through as well on Mitchell. Maximus is in from the lead of the race on a set of medium compounded tyres. Storm now through, and he's into 7th position as the other Storm and Christian fight. Christian losing that position, I think, to CLE Storm, and CLE Storm 12 up all mediums. That's anything to go by. He has got the move done on Christian, and he stays in 9th position. Well, we'll be 8th now, 7th, coming across the lines. Maximus, onto set of hard compound sizes, coming out of the pit lane. He's going to be side by side with Yogi. Coming out of the pit lane, Yogi is there. There's Maximus, and he's behind him. Just about. Yogi nearly cuts him off. Down in towards Sermon, you're like, never going to get that one done. But Maximus in 11th. Yogi in 10th, and Yogi after that spin really losing time as Christian right on the back of Storm, gonna try and lunge it to the outside line. This is through 6, he's on the outside line, he'll get the traction off the corner. This is job done. Christian is through and he's into 7th position. Patience is an absolute virtue out on track, and Christian makes it stick and he's through and he's into 7th position. Very nice move with the traction to help.
And I think now we're getting to a really beautiful part of the race where fresh hard runners will have to push and show all they've got to try and catch the guys ahead. I mean, I think the race is not even decided. I mean, well, probably Sam will have the... and that Williams not having the best of the exit, and Ryan even overtaking him before the DRS zone. So that's a pretty straightforward overtake by the McLaren.
Yeah, and Ryan actually, mistakenly, I thought Maximus was the only one that came into the pit lane. Ryan has also been into the pit lane, and he's on a fresh set of hard compounded tyres. This is going to be really good for Ryan towards the back end of this race. If we get a safety car out on track, as Ryan just misses the final corner completely there, if we get a safety car out on track, Ryan's in an absolute prime spot, I think, to try and take this win. He's a second behind on Christian, albeit down in towards turn 1. He had the DRS there, but Joro, Tech and still yet to come into the pit lane. We're not sure about Neymar's tyres either. The guys on the set of hards, I'd be confident in saying they'll try and get to the end of the race, but I'm not sure on them. Ryan is going to get to the end of the race easily, with much fresher tyres. If there's a chance, and if there's a two-stop going to be working for the guys ahead of him, who pitted in very early, Ryan might win this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what we're going to see at the end, it's going to be the cliff of the tire. So definitely Ryan could have a really big chance, and his pace hasn't been bad at all. I mean, if he gets the overtake done soon enough, he could still have big chances to try and catch the guys ahead, as we have yellow flags in Sector 2 and Sector 3. Who's that? Oh,
CLE
again, Storm.
And this time, he hasn't got damage. Oh, he has got damage. Left side end plate, I think,
but
it's slightly ajar. It's only very light damage, if that.
But he has spun 3 times in the same area. I mean, in the same
corner.
spot.
Yeah, coming through turn 10. I think he's spun in qualifying as well, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe make that 3 or 4 times. Yeah, Maximus now through on Yogi as well. And he's up into 9th position out on track. Yogi there in 10th. And Yogi right all over the back of him. But Ryan on the back of Christian, running him down in towards turn 1. Not quite close enough. Luke Ix now has hit traffic. He's on the back of Tekken. Storm and Neymar's only a second and a half behind. If Luke Ix is held up here for the majority of this lap, it's going to cost him big time, because Storm and Neymar, on slightly better tyres, are going to be right on the back of him.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to get the overtake done quite quickly, and to be honest, to even dream to have like a chance to win, he really needs to get the overtake done. I mean, it's 3.6 the gap with Sam right now, but if he really wants to dream about winning, he needs to get the overtake done now.
I mean, look at behind. Storm's a second. There's the DRS detection point. He's outside of a second, just about, on the DRS detection point. So he hasn't got DRS this time around.
I don't think the Renault driver will have it, as we can see Tekken zigzagging, and once again I'm going to be wrong, because the Renault is closing in and he's going to have it round the outside, but the AlphaTauri tries to hold on. Yeah, he's going to go for the switchback, but not
go for it.
Good enough though. So really good defensive move by the AlphaTauri. So in the end, I was right. I'm always right. No.
You are always right. Tekken stays third, Luke Ix in 4th. Luke Ix got to be wary. Neymar, if that's a telling sign, he's into the pit lane on a set of medium compounded tyres. He doesn't feel he's going to get to the end of the race. Joro, Tekken, I'm looking at immediately. They're going to have to pit very soon. The guys on a set of hards, they might pit for a set of 2 stops. This is now looking like, possibly, if all of this now unfolds, if all the pit stops are made, which I'm expecting them to, this is going to be a straight-up fight between Christian and Ryan for the race win.
Well, to be honest, I still think the Huts can make it till the end of the race. But it's gonna be on the edge. I mean, they're gonna struggle. I think it could be a 3-way battle for second place, because I think Sam has a big margin to try and manage the tire while losing time to the rest, because he has right now 5 seconds. Yeah. So I think the one that can actually make it without any doubt, it's Sam. The rest, I don't know, because they have been fighting, you know, they have been trying to defend their positions. But let's see how it unfolds, as right now we could have... No, the Renault is way too far from the AlphaTauri, and Storm is not fast enough to try and make the overtake before the corner, so...
Somebody that is quick enough, though, is Ryan, down the inside line, trying to get the move done on Christian, gets the move done. Luke Ix has spun! Luke Ix has spun! And Christian side by side with Ryan still, and I think Christian's just going to be out ahead. Ryan's going around the final corner outside line.
That much?
Doesn't get the move done, and yeah, Luke Ix hasn't got damage. No. I think he's kept it out the wall. I think he's only spun on his own accord. Ryan, though, was all over the back of Christian. Storm all over the back of his teammate. If his teammate was wise enough, I think Storm would be let through here on this lap. Ryan, though, not managed to get the move done. Tries to look to the outside line. Is he going to get the switch back out of 4? Awesome switch back through 4. Uses the camera of the corner nicely. Storm is now through on second. He lets him through. Storm is through. Ryan tries to go down the inside line. Doesn't get the move done. And we're pretty much as we were. CLE's Storm sets a new fastest lap of the race down in 16th.
Yeah, on soft, and he will have to pit again for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, quite surprised to be honest, because he could have still gained some positions due to his pace, but he decided to go on softs. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna criticize it. I'm not the one driving.
Vettel complaining, by the way, for not waiting 5 minutes, and his race was completely ruined because he couldn't choose a setup. He did join, however, in qualifying, so he could have easily gone out on his lap time, didn't invalidate it, and then put a setup on the car. That's all I'm saying.
TRT Vettel, I mean, I'm gonna wait because the McLaren seems
Ryan.
like making a dive.
Doesn't go for it.
Not close enough.
Christian ran out wide, actually. Ryan tries to get the inner. Yeah, not going to work. Joel was into the pit lane from the lead. And Tekken, I think, is in as well.
Yeah, actually, this is going to be... Oh my god, that was a crack and a half. But, okay, they go mediums. That's interesting. Let's see what Tekken...
He'll go mediums as well. Bound to.
That's it. Yeah, mediums. Yeah.
Ryan side by side with Christian, trying to get the move done. Joel, by the way, is ahead of Luke Ajax. Luke Ajax really dropping down the field after his spin. Ryan, though, on the back of Christian, not getting the move done. Tekken's out behind Black Phoenix, by the way, as well.
To be honest, this is going to be interesting because the medium runners know that they can push until the end of the race, so they don't have to worry about tire management issues. So it's going to be interesting where they end. Actually, I have a lot of faith into the Renault from Joro, which I think he could actually end up in the podium with Christian, but yeah, he will have to really push that car on the limit of the boundaries of the track. So let's see what he does, but I'm quite optimistic about that Renault.
All I'm saying is watch out for Joro later on in this race. Joro, 1.4 seconds behind Yogi, has came out on a set of mediums. His overcut is powerful. He is now 1.3 seconds off back and clearer at this moment in time. Yogi 6th position, Joro in 7th. Ryan again looking at the back of Christian, not getting the move done. Mays as well on Conti. We saw these two battle earlier on in the race, just before the pit stops, and now Mays down the inside line on a set of medium componentizers through. As Conti nearly ran into the back of him there. Mays is through and he's into 9th.
Ryan going exceeding the track limits a little bit, and I have to say quite surprised he's not using his ERS, because I believe with the 6-lap hards he could make the overtake on Christian and still try to go on the hunt for Storm. So quite surprised he's not tried the overtake. I don't know if he has, like, he's just comfortable with staying 3rd and that's his objective. But I think he could be more ambitious.
You caught me mid-yawn there. Sorry. Ryan's on the back of Christian. Yeah, he's in 3rd and 4th position. Goodness me, it's not often I yawn in commentary and then get caught short. Ryan on the back of Christian. But yeah, 4/10 of a second separate. I think Ryan, to be honest, he is always cautious. He's like Storm. He's always cautious to try and get the move done out on track. He's the new Storm, I think.
Yeah, but Storm has decided to abandon that status, you know, like lately he has been more risky in his overtakes, I have to say. Still cautious, but more risky.
I think this might be it for
Ryan. Yeah, this might be it, actually.
Look at the closing speed down the inside line. He is going to get the car ahead. Whether that car be ahead, though, into the corner is a different thing. On the inside line, that inside line, he half spins and he doesn't get the position done. Ryan, you should always be cautious. Christian stays 3rd.
Actually, I said beautiful run by Christian because I was on his POV, but I didn't realize about Ryan.
Look at Joro, right on the back of Yogi. Yeah. He's going to get the move done easily down in towards turn 1. Joro is carving his way through the field now. He's up into 6th position. That's his first move done. Out on track, he's got Maximus ahead. Ryan and Christian are battling. Maximus is gaining time because of it. Joro will get past Maximus. Joro on for a top 3? I think he is. At least a top 3, maybe even 2nd.
I mean, I said it. I said that I believe he could get third. Second, I don't know, because he's too far away, and I don't think those mediums are gonna offer him enough, you know, to catch Storm. Well, actually, maybe with the cliff of the hard tires. I don't know. This is gonna be exciting, James. I mean, I'm quite excited about the ending of the race, despite the win is quite decided, I believe.
If it's anything like... Oh, Yogi is retired!
Oh.
Yogi is crashed coming through turn 10. I think it's off track, though. It's off track. It is a safety car! Yes. Safety car out on track, and what is this going to do to the race? All of those guys on a set of mediums, on a set of hards, on a fresh set of hard compounded tyres, don't even bother coming into the pit lane. As Black Phoenix has picked up a drive-through penalty, his race goes from bad to worse with that 3-second penalty he picked up earlier. But
Sam is pitting.
Zam is in. Yeah, so Zam is in.
Well.
I would imagine Storm will come in. I'd imagine Christian would come in as well. Yeah, Christian comes in. Ryan will stay out.
Will stay.
Maximus will stay out. Oh, Maximus is in. Maximus should have stayed out. He's just threw himself away a podium.
Well, but if he switches to softs, he might have a chance. I mean, I don't know.
Everyone's in.
I don't think it's crazy.
Maze and Conti into the pit lane. Storm onto a set of soft compounded size. Christian on a set of softs. Maximus on a set of softs. Zam, I think, has done the right strategy here. He's on a set of mediums. He's on a fresh set of mediums. But he's stuck behind another guy that's on a fresh set of mediums. And that's Joro. Joro pitted perfectly. It's now... I think Joro's race to lose. I said he might finish second. I didn't think I'd mean that, like, genuinely. I think now... He's in an absolute prime spot, along with Ryan and along with Zam, to take this race win. Because you've got to imagine, the set of soft compounded tyres around here do not last whatsoever. Storm, Christian, they're going to be in a DRS train as well. They're going to be stuck behind drivers. It's going to be, frankly, impossible for the guys on a set of softs to try and get up the field.
But James, I mean, keep this in mind.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, but keep this in mind. Mace was able, maybe not in a great pace, but he was able to stretch them 7 laps. Right now we're at lap 22 with 2 laps of safety car, which if they take it cautiously, they could, you know, just get like 5-6% in their tires with 4 laps remaining. I still believe those 4 laps are going to be enough for the softs to work better than the mediums. I mean, I really have faith on the drivers that have gone soft. I don't think they have made a mistake. To be honest, I still think Joro is on the best spot to win the race. But I wouldn't forget about those on softs. I actually believe Christian could be in a better spot than Storm because of the pace he has and all that. But as I said, just before the safety car came out, I'm really excited about the ending of the race.
And we can even be more excited now as we come across the line to start lap 23. If you are just tuning in, you have missed quite a lot of action. Yogi crashing out of the race, coming through turn 10. Car killer corner, as I sometimes refer to it, and it is proven that. Even though that was off track, the safety car has been deployed. That's all I will say. That it was even if it was off track, his car was off track, it still deploys the safety car.
Don't question it. Just enjoy it.
I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, but it's too many questions that I like to try and make at the game in case somebody from Codemasters is listening or EA is listening and they want some opinion on the game. Well, there's your opinion. It's... Well, I can't really say the word I'm thinking, but... There. Ryan still... Well, we'll move on. Ryan still leads the way. Jumbo in second. Sam in third position. You can probably imagine what I was going to say there. Ryan still, though, leading. We are underneath the safety car. And I'd imagine the safety car would be in this lap because Black Phoenix is not entirely off the back of the safety car queue. He'll catch onto the back coming through turn 10. I would imagine. Safety car would then come out halfway down the straight. Come in halfway down the straight. So therefore, if my theory is right, coming out of turn 12 is when the safety car should come in. Oh, it's coming in now.
So we'll get 5 laps.
5 laps.
Yeah, 5 laps of racing. So We'll see. We'll see. I mean, soft runners have a chance. Medium runners have a chance. Who I think that doesn't have a chance, unfortunately, that's Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan, I think, is going to be dropping his way down the field, but if he's kept those tyres warm, and if he's kept those tyres fresh, he could still try and pull this off. If Ryan has defended brilliantly in the past. I remember Spain, last season, I think it was, where he defended like an absolute god to win the race. I think this is going to be his sort of performance here right now, but he is keeping up a really good pace in terms of the safety car. They're coming into turn 14 now. We're on board coming out through turn 14 with Ryan, and he's about to say go in terms of the car. He's going to come out the final corner and he's going to absolutely floor the straight now. It's going to be on the edge of the corner, at the DRS zone. Now,
no.
There he goes. Ryan goes, and now Neymar and Storm, and there's been a little bit of a bit of contact further down the field. Christian and Maximus losing out in positions. We're back underway. A little bit of a dodgy restart. Zam is down the inside of Joro, and Medi makes the move done. Joro's on absolute shocker under the start. Storm goes down the inside line, and now it's like feeding time at the zoo. Christian has dropped down all the way through the field as well. He's had a bit of contact, I think it was with Robin, if I'm not mistaken.
Christian.
Yeah, Christian ran. I think I was saying he's just had a little bit of contact with, possibly. And Storm has got damage, by the way. TTG Storm has got damage.
Yeah, he made contact with a Ferrari.
Yeah, left side end plate damage. I think it was with Zam under the safety car start. Joro's dropping all the way down the field. He might have a little bit of damage as well. Fresh set of soft compounded tyres. Seem to be the compound to be on, but Ryan still out in front. We thought Joro was in the prime spot. He's down in 5th now. And Ryan, all of a sudden, has got to try and fend off Zam, Storm, and Luke Ajax in one go. With 4.5 laps to go, he's got to try and fend them off.
Can we agree that Luke Ajax is probably the saved, like the person that has been saved the most by the safety car? I mean, he was down in the field, and now he's 4th with a chance to win.
Hey,
Storm.
Yeah, I was going to say Storm's closing in on the back of Zam, but I don't think he's close enough. Running down in towards the final couple of corners, but Ryan leads the way, and for every lap that Ryan holds in front of Zam, every lap will tick by and he'll get more confident in this car. He pulls away, coming out the final quarter, now 4/10 of a second coming across the line. Zam and Storm are about to go to war in behind as well, 2nd and 3rd. Ryan though under pressure. Ryan has got to put these guys under pressure in terms of their tyres, especially so Storm. He's got damage. Ryan needs to defend for his absolute life. Otherwise it's feeding time at the zoo.
And I have to say, despite the damage, Storm is showing really good pace, although he's on softs. But yeah, I mean, he has damage, so still quite impressive.
Sam gets a better exit there. Conti and Black Phoenix swapping positions. Black Phoenix now through and he's into 12th. Ryan has a bit of a moment coming out through 7. Just caught the rear end there of the car. And the McLaren still leading the way. The Ferrari, though, hunting him down. And you would imagine that this is going to be Zam's move, really, to lose. But I think he's got to try and wait. He doesn't want to make his move too early. I don't think he'll make his move pretty much until the final lap of the race. Ryan will be there. If Zam wants to time it, then he can. But look at him. He's getting caught out on the marbles. Running out wide. Doesn't use up the overtake mode. Mitchell and Storm are fighting halfway down the field as well. Ryan pulls away down the straight. He uses a bit of overtake mode and he pulls away down the straight. And for every lap that goes by, Ryan is going to grow more confident in the car. He feels that the tyres are going to get to the end of the race. He is in the prime spot, I've got to say now.
I'm going to stick to what I said earlier. I mean, he might now have a chance to finish on the podium, but I still believe he's not the favourite to win the race.
Storm's dropping away though. Storm is beginning to drop away on the back of Zam. Luke Ice is beginning to drop away. Those guys on a set of softs, my prediction was right. These guys on a set of softs cannot make their way through the field. Maze and Maximus have hardly seen any position gains for them under the safety car start. Ryan leading the way, Zam in 2nd, and with 2 3/4 laps to go, Ryan now is under all sorts of pressure from Zam in behind, and Zam right on the back of him. Again, catching a little bit of oversteer, coming through 7, then through 8. It's looking likely that Zam might get past, but I'm still holding faith that Ryan, and this could be the move. Ryan runs out wide. Zam actually crucially got caught in the curb there.
I mean, Ryan should let him by to have DRS in this long straight, but he's not gonna have it, so he will try to defend with everything in this straight. Let's see how the exit is.
Oh, Zam's got on the inside curb! That might have just done it for Ryan! Ryan, I think, might hold this. Zam, now using a little bit of overtake mode. Ryan's got to defend. I don't think Zam's close enough. Zam is not close enough.
There's no DRS. He's gonna send it around the outside, I believe.
Oh, it's very late on the brakes. Can he try and get the move done? He will have the traction, but Ryan's car is there. Here comes Storm on the other side as well, but Ryan now overtaken by Zam, and Zam is through. Brilliant switch back, but he's run out wide, and look at Ryan now. Ryan on the back, and Storm on the back as well. Luke Ix is not out of this. Joro not entirely out of this. 2 laps to go. Goodness me, we're in for an absolute thriller. Zam leads the way. Ryan in second. Storm in third. By fear, Zam might have just made his move a little bit too early.
I have to say that I don't know if it's the damage, but Storm is really disappointing me with the most. He's on softs and he's not going for the gap that you always have on that turn 1. Quite disappointed, to be honest.
Are the tyres strong enough though to carry him into second position?
I still believe.
Zam's won this now. Zam has won this now. Ryan is dropping off. He will stay within a second this lap around, but look at Storm now through the middle sector. Those tyres are gone. Those tyres for Storm are gone. No, he's outside of a second. Damage. He runs out wide. He's doing everything in his power to try and get onto the back of Ryan, and it's costing him. That left side end plate damage is costing him as Ryan has a bit of a moment.
And Ryan lost DRS.
And yeah, he has lost DRS. I think he has, anyways. It was about 1.1 seconds, I think, when they came across the DRS detection point. And yeah, he has. Storm, though, was not close enough. 6.5 tenths, not close enough. Nobody in behind close enough either, apart from Christian on Storm, possibly further down the field, but even them have got DRS. They run down the straight now in towards the final couple of corners once again. Final lap of the race. Zam has made his break for glory. Ryan in second, Storm in third, and now Storm right on the back of Ryan. But can those tyres carry him into second position? And I just thought out there, I'd rather like to see nobody pick up a 3-second time penalty, because everyone has been clean this race. It's been phenomenal stuff by everyone.
And one thing, and keep this in mind, look, Ajax is going to overtake Ryan and the Alpha Tauri, Storm, in the straight. Well, remember this, okay?
I'll remember it, but I really feel he's not going to get the move done. I don't think those tyres are going to carry him into the position.
But look at the ERS, okay, from Ryan and Storm. Storm is still holding up on Ryan. I still believe that
Storm hasn't got this now. It's 8 tenths of a second, he's just run out wide. Ryan's got second.
And he'll gain now.
I tell you now, Ryan's got second. Believe in me, guys. Believe in me. We're going through the final couple of corners through sector 2. Storm is 9 tenths off. He has not got this. He cannot physically catch 8 tenths of a second. And Ryan does have it. See, I'm right. I'm always right.
Yeah, but look, Ajax is going to make the overtake on Storm.
Yeah, Storm going to be really close up then on the back. Conti is DNF'd out of the race. He's run out wide.
David.
Look, Ajax on the outside line. I think Storm's going to hold him. Storm's going to hold third, but around the final couple of corners, and actually Luke Ajax is round. Luke Ajax is round in the background. Zam across the final couple of corners, comes across the line to win in China. Ryan in the end in second, and Storm on the podium in third. Luke Ajax, heartbreak for him. He spun coming out through the final couple of corners. He's going to cross the line in 13th in the end. Joro, after that shocking safety car restart, is in 4th somehow. Neymar, on a set of mediums, is in 5th. And all the guys on a set of soft compounded tyres couldn't make their way through the field.
But they hold on.
They do hold on. They hold on for their position, but they do not make any position gains throughout the field. Driver of the day, as well by the in-game fans, is Ryan for his performance into second position. I'm sure Paco's now going to be working frantically to get the top 3 in. But doing the Egyptian at the top. At the top of the standings, you better be kidding. Top of the standings is, of course, the man that has filled in, of course. It is Zam, who has won out on track. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Oh, not thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Zam, for winning the race. Okay. Could have been done a lot better, that one.
I have to say, really good race by Sam, despite the safety car that could have affected him. he had all the time everything under control. So quite impressive stuff from him. And I have to say, highlight also May's race, because despite he made an error with the strategy, he was able to gain back those places. So yeah, impressive stuff.
Yeah, safety car saved him out on track. Zam, though, has won. Ryan second, 14th on the grid up to second. Really good performance from him. Storm in third. Joro, 11th on the grid up to fourth. Neymar from pole position down to fifth in the end. Mason sixth. Maximus 7th, 13th on the grid. Robin 8th, 17th on the grid. And Mitchell 9th, 16th on the grid. Christian ran off the top 10, CLE Storm in 11th, Tekken in 12th, 10 seconds separating the top 12 in the end. Luke Ix after that spin down in 13th, Black Phoenix with the fastest lap and a 3-second time penalty at the end of the race. Conti, Yogi, Frey Pepper, Vettel and Saige all DNFing out of the race. Conti crashing, coming through turn 12 at the banking. But there we are, that is the end of TTML Division 4 tonight, and we're going to get our top 3 in.
I'm on my way. I'm trying to get Ryan's PSN right.
Oh, I will tell you. I think it is Ryan B. Let me have a look at this. Ryan B, capital R, capital B, hyphen 1994. Like a takeaway sign.
With hyphen, you mean dash as well, right?
Dash, yeah. Hyphen, dash, takeaway sign, same thing.
I mean, I had it right, but yeah, my confidence was all over the floor. Okay, they are in the chat, so hopefully they will join in for the interviews.
Yeah, hopefully we will get the top 3 in. Fantastic race throughout on track here in TTML Division 4. Of course, Division 3. Division 5 also had a good race, of course, as well. Storm, by the way, saying he can't believe he got wing damage. It ruined the race for him, even though he showed really good pace with that damage as well. The tyres could not make him last towards the end of the race. But the top 3 have been invited in. Hopefully we will get them in due course. But of course, we have got more action for you to look forward to on the channel. League Racing TV CWC is on a Monday night, and that is going to be, of course, Tier 1 and Tier 2 for that on Monday. TTML Division 1 with myself and Luke Etheridge taking you through the action for Division 1 on Tuesday. Then it is EML F2 on Wednesday with the unannounced commentator and Spag and Chips going to be taking you through the action. I will tell you about that unannounced commentator next week. In Thursday, of course, it is TTML Division 2 and 3. It is myself and Mike Edwards and Aidan Carter and Conti taking you through the action for Division 3. Division 4, myself and Paco Suarez are back. And then Division 5, of course, we have James Boyle and NSR Pariah out on track. I'm just going to check a blue screen. We have got a man in the party with us right now, sporting James May by the looks of it. I wonder if that's an omen to me. It is Ryan, who has finished in second position. I hope you're not calling us old with that reference, to be honest. But Ryan, second position for you out on track. You must have felt gutted though not to get the win.
No, realistically, I knew after the safety car that on the hards I was not keeping Zam behind me. I just wanted to stay on the podium, and I was happy.
And you did stay on the podium, and you really fought very well. But just talk us through your race from your perspective, because you qualified 11th, I think, and ended up in second in the end. So just talk us through what happened in terms of the race.
Yeah, so qualified mediums, I didn't want to use the softs because I've used them here before and it didn't go well. I just wanted to do medium to hard and stay out of everyone's way and just make my way through the field with a bit of consistency, and that's pretty much what happened. And then the safety car happened. I was a bit gutted that the safety car happened actually, because I thought I had P3 guaranteed. But, with the safety car, I thought if I can get a good restart, stay in Zam's DRS, I'd be okay.
Yeah, of course, that spin really cost you in terms of the on-position action. But in the end, after that safety car, you obviously felt that you weren't going to get the... Zam wasn't... obviously, Zam was going to get you. Did you feel that you could hold off Storm, though, even though he had that damage?
Yeah, I knew as long as I was close enough to Zam, I was fine. My traction through the middle sectors was excellent all race. I was confident, yeah.
I'm glad you are. You caught me half yawn. That's the second time somebody's caught me half yawn here tonight. Goodness me, I am tired, but bless. Paco, I'll come across to you. Any questions?
Sorry. Well, I was intrigued by the fact when you lost the car just before the long straight in the final laps where Sam almost overtook you.
Yep.
Did you think about letting him by? Because what I was thinking is that maybe by letting him in front, you know, and you having the DRS, you could have maybe hold on one more lap and maybe stretch it a little bit more. Do you think that you would have acted differently to what you did?
No, I think if I'd have started battling Zam too much, I think it would have allowed the guys behind me to catch up, and probably I think if they had better tyres, I wouldn't have been able to keep hold of the position. So if I'd have fought Zam, if I'd have made a good battle with him, it wouldn't have been good for me.
I mean, yeah, probably. I have to say you did a really great job because, let's be honest, James, to be honest, we forget completely about you. When putting someone in the win, we thought you were done with the Hearts, but you you managed to keep that place, and yeah, really impressive work from you there. So, I think James asked you about next round, or?
Yeah, my final question, I was going to come on to it, is of course Canada next week. How do you think you're going to get on?
It's my favourite track, but the penalty situation is going to be what decides the race. So keep it clean and we'll see how it goes.
Keep it clean, don't get a 3-second time penalty, don't get disqualified because the penalty's out on track, and you should be fine.
Yep, that's the plan.
That's the plan. Very good plan at that as well. Go and enjoy your evening though, Ryan.
You too, guys. Thanks very much.
Very welcome indeed. I'm just going to quickly go blue screen for a second and see if we have got anybody else in the party. We have got Zam in the party, however, I cannot hear him. Oh, here he is. I can hear him now. I don't know why his mic... His mic must have been muted.
His mic muted. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on blue screen and I thought I can't hear him for some reason, but there we are. Zam, race winner, of course, here tonight in China. You must be very, very happy indeed. What a way to do it as well. And I think I said I'd come across the line, wham bam, thank you Zam, as my catchphrase that I normally go with in terms of commentary. But just... I hope you don't mind. I really hope you don't mind. Good. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. Talk us through that race, though, and especially under that safety car, because you always felt, I think, you had the pace to get Ryan towards the end of the race. But any point did you think that you weren't going to get him? Yeah, you did indeed, and of course crucial to try and get that race win. You saved your first win as well in TTML Division 1. Must feel very, very good. went very well in the end. I'll hand you over to my co-com, so I'm sure is dying to ask you a couple of questions.
Well, I only have a question for you, which basically is, did you think with the safety car and seeing everyone else in the softs made you panic, or were you 100% sure that your strategy was the correct one? I mean, you can try to explain it in other words to try and get to the point you're trying to get, if you know what I mean. Yeah, no, I mean, when it has happened to me as well, that when you know you've nailed it with a strategy, you just know it. And to be honest, like, the driving you had reflects what your thoughts on this are. You seem pretty calm, you know, having everything under control. So from me, nothing else to say. Just congratulations on your win, and I'll let James Head ask you about next round probably.
Yeah, my final question to you, Zam. Of course, Canada next week. How do you think you're going to get on? Britain was the week before. Yeah, it should be fantastic to see. Go and enjoy your evening though, Zam. Very welcome. And that is the end of tonight's here, of course, here in TTML Division 4. We really hope you've enjoyed the action, of course, out on track. Paco, I'm going to come across to you. Who was your driver of the day?
Well, I have plenty of candidates, but I would be between Ryan and Sam, and I would decide Sam just because he won, although it's true he started P2, no, P3 actually, but he still made a good recovery. He seemed calm, secure, but I would always give a honorable mention to Ryan because he started back in P11th, I believe, or yeah, and he was able with a different strategy to hold on P2 despite that difference in the tires. So yeah, for him also the honorable mention.
Yeah, honourable mentions, of course, definitely go to Zam and to Ryan. Joro, I think, also gets a mention. Of course, he had a shocking safety car restart, but he was right up there, prime spot to try and take the win if there wasn't a safety car going to be deployed. But he gets an honourable mention. But I think overall my driver of the day has to be Zam. Really dominant out on track. It's totally not because he's in the party still, I think. But there we are. Zam gets my driver of the day. But there we are. That is it for TTML Division 4 tonight. We really hope you've enjoyed the action out on track. And of course, we'll be back again next week in Canada to do it all again. But for now, I've been James Head. He's been Paco Suarez. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's action. And until next time, goodbye.
Ciao.